A very good evening and welcome to the news live on Channel Live.
Hello, a very good evening. I'm Nikuli Samarasekara.
I'm Javed Bongso.
President Mahinda Rajapaksa participated in the special service held for the late South African President Nelson Mandela today. More than 100 world leaders from several countries were in Johannesburg today to attend the service. The President left for South Africa yesterday. The main service was held at the FNB Stadium in Johannesburg, in which Nelson Mandela appeared before the people for the last time in 2010. Tomorrow, his remains will be taken to Pretoria so that people may pay their last respects. Minister of External Affairs Professor G.L. Pires, Deputy Minister Geethanjali Gunawarthana, Chief Minister of the Uva Province Shashindra Rajapaksa, Monitoring MP of the Ministry of External Affairs Sajjan Divas Gunawarthana and Secretary to the President Lalit Veeratunga have accompanied the President.
For 22 years, many of which due to a
Let us bow our heads and pray. Oh,
from Benin, we will continue going through this list of our international guests.
Deva Yasya Chaya Amritam. Yasya, you are the giver of physical vigor and spiritual force. Your order.
The American President Barack Obama has said that the former South African leader, the late Nelson Mandela, was a great leader in history. Several world leaders have expressed their opinion at the main service held for Nelson Mandela today. The main service was held at the FNB Stadium in Johannesburg. A large crowd of locals and foreigners were present despite unfavorable weather conditions. The service started under the leadership of the Deputy Leader of the African National Congress, Cyril Ramaphosa. He said that Nelson Mandela's long journey for peace has come to an end. He thanked the foreign leaders for coming there to pay their last respects to the leader. The UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, addressing the service, said Nelson Mandela, then being a great leader for our time, was a great teacher.
Let us bow our heads and pray.
For a mighty loss. Thank you.
The American President Barack Obama said that Nelson Mandela was a great personality who steered the whole world towards justice. Several other leaders also addressed the service. Leaders of several countries, family members of Mandela, world's popular film stars and singers also were present. Nelson Mandela passed away last Thursday. The funeral activities will be held for 1 week. The body of Nelson Mandela will be kept at the Union Building of Pretoria for 3 days from tomorrow. The foreign leaders and invitees are to pay their last respects to the body of Nelson Mandela tomorrow. The body of the late Nelson Mandela will be taken to his hometown, Kunu, on Saturday. The funeral service with all state honors will be held in Kunu on Sunday.
In the name of our President Jacob Zuma. Thank you.
I begin with the hope.
Still in news at home, academics point out that Sri Lanka has achieved huge progress within a short period of time in protecting human rights. It will be a great impetus to face international challenges. They made these comments in connection with the International Human Rights Day today. As per the UN Human Rights Convention declared on 10th December 1948, the 10th of December of each year is commemorated as the International Human Rights Day. Sri Lanka has celebrated the day since 1950. This convention ensures protection of human rights of people throughout the world. This convention focuses attention on social, economic and cultural rights. The International Convention has also focused special attention on women and children. It has also emphasized on the protection of the rights of minorities, indigenous people and the poor. It is significant that, as a result, the constitutions of all countries have focused much attention on human rights. The Human Rights Action Plan of Sri Lanka is a result of the amalgamation with the Human Rights Policy of the United Nations Convention. The activities of the plan are to end in 2016. A function to commemorate International Human Rights Day was held at the Bandaranaike Centre for International Studies in Colombo. It was organised by the Sri Lanka Human Rights Commission. Several scholars delivered lectures about the human rights sector. The Sri Lanka Human Rights Commission said that the progress achieved by Sri Lanka in human rights within a short period of time is second to no other country.
We can see there are 202 recommendations were given by Universal Periodical Report. Majority we have done 101 recommendation we have conducted, and special court, a special high court established in Anuradhapura. For what purpose? Child abuse cases and also for prevention of terrorism act cases. Now this giving a significant thing how without any delay these cases are progressing. In that case we can say Sri Lanka have achieved foremost progress, and also Sri Lanka now ready to present certain bills to the parliament.
When attention is focused on global human rights, the interference of Western countries becomes glaringly clear. Violation of human rights is taking place on a large scale in Western countries. However, the powerful Western countries focus their attention on human rights in third world countries. Prominent media figure Mohan Sabaranayake pointed out that it has become a strategy of the Western countries to use the word human rights to achieve personal objectives. Veteran journalist and prominent media figure Mohan Sabaranayake said that there is grave danger and threat to human rights throughout the world. The powerful nations are making use of human rights as a pretext to attack countries that they do not like and to make human rights a weapon by which to spread separatism in the countries. The need to understand this threat and the danger should be emphasized on this day of International Human Rights.
The GCE Ordinary Level Examination has started. 578,140 students are sitting for the examination this year. The Commissioner General of Examination W.N.J. Pushpakumar said that this is the highest number of students sitting for the examinations in the history of this country. The examination will be held in 4,300 examination centers throughout the country until the 20th of this month. 384,056 school candidates and 194,084 external candidates are sitting for the exam. There are 534 coordinating centers. 7 special educational centers have also been established at Ratmalana, Tangol, Mathura, Chilau, Ambepussa, Colombo and in the magazine prison in Valikada. Anything relating to the examination can be informed or obtained from the special telephone number 1911 round the clock. Information can also be obtained by calling the control room numbers 011-2784-208, 011-2784-537, 011-785-211 or 011-785-212. Complaints can be made to fax number 011-2784-422 as well. The Commissioner General of the Examination said that entry to the examination centers by anyone other than the staff is completely prohibited.
Meanwhile, a streamlined transport plan has been made for the Colombo city and suburban areas, with the objective of minimizing traffic congestion and providing an efficient transport service. Nearly 1 million people come into Colombo city daily. Due to this, there is a heavy traffic congestion on certain roads of the Colombo city during office hours. The Ministry of Transport said that the new project will be implemented as a solution to this problem. The plan will be finalized around April next year. The Japan International Cooperation Agency has provided assistance of $5 million for this purpose. In order to implement the plan, discussions will be held to identify the reasons for and steps to be taken to minimize the congestion. Plans have also been made to start an electric train service from Kalutara to Veyangoda. The Ministry of Transport said plans have also been made to start a monorail service from Borala to Malame. Steps will also be taken to increase the efficiency of the SLTB bus services and train services. The public can also submit their views and suggestions to the Ministry of Transport for enhancing the transport service. Addressing a media conference in Colombo today, Minister Kumaravelgama said that the public can submit their suggestions through the website www.transport.gov.lk. Minister Kumaravelgama said that anyone can help to formulate this plan. He said that all citizens of the country can submit their proposals. The minister said that it is the people's participation in the formulation of plans that is expected. Then only can such plans become successful. He said that the best way to prepare the plan is with the cooperation of the people and that the people should participate without criticizing. Secretary to the Ministry of Transport, Dhammika Pereira, also attended the media conference.
Research carried out on perfumes has revealed that in certain perfumes and lotions there are chemicals harmful for the skin. The Cosmetic and Drug Control Authority requests the people to be very careful in the selection of perfumes and lotions. The Perfume Control Act was approved in the year 1980 to protect the standard and safety of perfumes. The approval of the Drugs Authority should be obtained for the manufacture of cosmetics as well as to import them. The researchers have revealed that certain cosmetics contain heavy metals such as lead, mercury, arsenic and cadmium. Approval for the manufacturing of cosmetic products is given after analyzing the composition of the heavy metals in the product. Researchers have revealed that using of cosmetics with heavy metal contents have caused people to be subjected to various allergies. The director of the Drugs Control Authority, Dr. Hemantha Bendragama, said that certain people are misleading the public by presenting themselves as doctors. Director of the Cosmetics and Drugs Control Authority, Dr. Hemantha Bendragama, requested people not to get fooled by these bogus doctors. He said that they are appearing in television programs as well and presenting their products, but these have not been approved by the Medical Council. The dermatologist Dr. Janaka Akravita said that certain cosmetics are not only harmful for the body but also a problem for the environment as well. The dermatologist Dr. Janaka Akravita said that the side effects of certain cosmetics are very dangerous. It affects the nervous system and may be fatal as well.
The General Secretary of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, Minister Maithripala Sirisena, said that Sri Lanka Freedom Party and the Sri Lanka Independent Trade Union are not two different organizations but one and the same. He said that in order to face the problems of the working masses, the party and the trade union should work with brotherhood and cooperation. Minister Maithripala Sirisena made these comments while addressing the 8th National Convention of the Sri Lanka Independent Trade Union Federation. The convention was held at the Sri Lanka Youth Auditorium in Maharagama under the leadership of Prime Minister D.M. Jayaratne. The General Secretary of the Sri Lanka Federation of Trade Unions was re-elected as the General Secretary of the convention. Noel Padmasiri Karyavasam was re-elected as the Treasurer. A proposal submitted at the convention was the condemnation of the obstruction of old employees being promoted due to stipulations of new qualifications for recruitment to the public service. 6 proposals, including the use of new qualifications only for new recruitments and the abolition of new regulation mechanism, were adopted by the convention unanimously. At this convention, the felicitation of the estate trade unions were presented to the Prime Minister D.M. Jayaratne. The convention also appreciated the 50 years of trade union service of the General Secretary, Leslie Devendra. The General Secretary of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, Minister Maithripala Sirisena, said that it is necessary to recall that when the Sri Lanka Freedom Party was in a weak situation, when it was suffering political setbacks, it was the Sri Lanka Independent Trade Union Federation that gave the strength for the party to return to the fore. He said that it was the trade union that strengthened the party when it was suppressed by reactionary forces through various conspiracies. They gave strength to the party as well as to the leaders of the party. He recalled that they used to meet once a month with trade union leaders of the party to discuss future strategies. The discussions included local as well as international political situations. The minister said, therefore, that the party and trade union are not two different bodies but one and the same organization. Governor of the Western Province, Alavi Maulana, Ministers Anura Priyadarshana, WDJ Senibratna, T.B. Ekanaha and Deputy Minister H.R. Maithripala, or rather Mithrapala, and several other parliamentarians attended the function.
The budget of the Hambantota Municipal Council has been passed unanimously. All members of the government and the 3 members of the United National Party have voted in support of the budget. The mayor of the Municipal Council, Iraj Fernando, submitted the budget and all members voted in support of it. The expenditure of the Urban Council for the next year will be 120,716,560 rupees. The total income will be 120,718,453 rupees. The mayor said that the rapid developments in the area will be carried forward to make the city a wonder city.
Private registrations of persons leaving for foreign employment will not be done at the airport section of the Foreign Employment Bureau. This will become effective from the 1st of January next year. Such persons can get themselves registered at the head office or district officers or Sahana PSA welfare centres at Katunayaka and Matala airports. This condition is not required for persons who go for foreign employment after returning to the country from being abroad earlier. The Foreign Employment Bureau said that these decisions have been taken to provide quality service without any difficulty for personnel employed overseas.
The funeral of the late Chief Sanganayaka of 2 divisions of Matra and Hambantota, the chief incumbent of the Sri Pushparam Vihare of Valasmulla, Venerable Urubokke Medankara Thero, will be held at the Sri Revata Vidyalaya grounds of Kadigamuwa on the 12th of this month. The Venerable Medankara Nayaka Thero was born on 15 September 1915 at Urubokke, and at the time of his passing away he was 98 years old. He was educated at Mahamanthinta and Vidyalankara Pirvenas in Mathura and became the chief incumbent of the Pushparam Vihare in Kadigamuwa in the year 1966. He became the chief Sanganayaka of Mathura and Hambantota in 1971. The body of the late Mahanayaka is lying in the state at the Sri Pushparame in Kadigamuwa.
You're watching the news on Rupavahini, and in the studios with us for the sports news is Chamindi. Good evening.
Good evening, Nipini. Here's the latest on sports. The first 2020 match between Pakistan and Sri Lanka in the current series will be played at the Dubai International Stadium tomorrow. Dinesh Chandimal will lead the Sri Lankan team in tomorrow's match. The Pakistan team will be led by Mohammad Hafiz. The final 2020 match will be played on Friday. The series of 5 one-day matches will start on the 18th of this month. All the matches will be played as day and night matches. Angelo Matthews will lead the Sri Lankan team in the one-day match series. The first of the 3 test series will start on the 31st of December. Mahal Jawadana, who will not be participating in the 2020 and one-day international matches, is expected to participate in the test series. This will be the final Sri Lanka tour in which Graham Ford will participate as the coach of the Sri Lankan team.
A quick check of the weather for tomorrow, and the Met Department says that the Madhi cyclone is located about 850 kilometers from Jaffna. Due to its impact, rain and heavy winds could be experienced in the northeastern deep sea areas. The department also says that thunder showers could be experienced in the afternoon or in the evening of tomorrow in certain areas of Uva and eastern provinces.
Well, that's it for tonight's news. Do watch us tomorrow at the very same time. Good night.
Good night.